Hey there guys, hope you are keeping well. Coming at you with another grain to glass episode. Now, this right here is Flower Power IPA by Ithaca Beer Company in New York. It has been heralded as one of the most important American craft beers ever brewed. It rates very highly on websites such as Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, scoring in and around 95-96%. It's been described as elegantly traditional and rich in hop character. This India Pale Ale is also described as thirst quenching and soul satisfying, with every sip delivering a bounty of floral and herbal hop character that is well balanced with the fruity signature of Ithaca Beer's house yeast. It all sounds amazing, but as they say, the proof is in the pudding. Now, I've been lucky enough to get my hands on a bottle of Flower Power IPA, and I'm going to taste this before I jump into this grain to glass cloning episode. So without further ado, ooh, nice sound and smoke. Before I pour, I'll that has totally exceeded my expectations. I shouldn't have done that because I should pour first. So it pours an amber with a nice white fluffy head. Aroma is powerful. Wow. I get orange, citrus, it's kind of grassy. So good. Bloody hell, so good. It's peppery. Yeah, it's peppery. That is exceptional. The body is medium, delicious, bold fruit flavors, and there's a nice bitterness there. And of course, above all else, you get the classic American hops. This is truly a fantastic beer. Now, I'm going to attempt to clone this bad boy, and hopefully I do it justice. Right guys, first things first, we need to make a yeast starter, a liquid yeast starter. For this particular clone, it is recommended that we use White Labs 007. That's the dry English yeast right here. That's the recommended yeast. Now that's not the yeast I am going to be using. I am going to be using my go-to house yeast from WHC, and that's the saturated yeast. These two are quite different. The reason why I'm substituting out this one is purely experimental on my side. Now, attenuation is important. This one from White Labs is going to give you 80%. This one from WHC is going to be in and around 73 to about 76. You are looking for the 80% mark or a little bit higher if you can get that yeast. So, White Labs 007 dry English yeast. We'll go with that one. Alright. Coarse grain. Now, what I need to do is get just over 2 litres into this. And then I will add my grain. Right, so that is my mini beer cooled down to 20 degrees Celsius. Don't fear the foam, guys. Don't fear the foam. Fear the foam! We want this to get fairly well aerated. And always give your yeast a good old shake. And that there is our yeast starter. So after a couple of hours, this is going to show some activity. And it's a simple case for me that I just pick it up and I aerate it. Every single time I pass it, I just give it a good old shake. Sanitize my tin foil and just leave that on loosely over the top. So that's it, guys. Yeast starter, done and dusted. We'll give that a couple of days, and then we're ready for brew day. Okay, guys, here we are. It's brew day. Now, before we start, tell me something that's very important to have in your hand before we start brewing on brew day.
Beer.
No.
Slice of pizza?
The answer is a recipe. It's the recipe. Now I need to condition and mill my malt. So I add minerals to many of my beers, as yeast cells require 50 parts per million, that's ppm, of calcium and 10 ppm of magnesium for optimal health, and tap water can be deficient in these. Okay, so we have reached our strike temp, so we can go mash in. For this recipe, we mix 19.3 litres, that's 5.1 gallons, of 72 degrees Celsius or 162 Fahrenheit of strike water to reach a mash temp of 68 degrees Celsius or 150 Fahrenheit, and hold that for 1 hour. Okay, so I pretty much got the mash to where I want it. It's a large enough grain bill, so very easy for the old dough balls to appear. So I'm just making sure I spend a bit of time with this, breaking it down and getting it mixed well with the water. It smells great. Always does. Oh guys, just to note, I wouldn't go substituting the honey malt in this. This is unique malt made using a special process that develops distinctive malt flavours. It's pretty much the backbone of flower power and balances well with the large hop bill. Right. Okay, so our mash has finished. So we can now move on to our sparge. Now, for a 19 litre recipe, you're looking to sparge your grains with 12 litres or 3.2 gallons of 75 degrees Celsius or 168 Fahrenheit until you collect 24.5 litres or 6.5 gallons of 1.059 starting gravity wort in your boil kettle. Now, just another point actually on your sparge water. If you can, to remove the chlorine and measure and adjust your pH, it does make all the difference in the finished beer. So this here is my 60 minute edition of Chinook pellet hops. You will notice this when you taste the beer. Oh, I'd say just leave it because it's going to be too noisy.
Where's your egg gone?
Where's my what?
Your egg? Your sign.
Your egg dropped off from the sign.
Your sign.
The sign.
Oh, there it is. It's probably going to fall down again because of the steam. Langers. Right, so just adding my 10-minute additions. I have Simcoe, Citra, Centennial, and Anthem. Okay, so our boil is now finished, and I'm going to add my 4 additions of the Aroma hops at flame out, and I'm going to leave them rest for about 25 minutes. And Simcoe. Gently whirlpool for 2 minutes and then leave them steep for 23 minutes. Sorry guys, I've just pulled a muscle in my back. At least I think it was a muscle in my back. Maybe it was my arse, or maybe it was the back of my arse. Sorry, TMI. Okay, so all I need to do now is pitch the yeast. I'm going to pitch 3 different types of yeast. I have my saturated by WHC Lab. I have Safale 04, and I have of course then White Labs 007 dry English yeast. So I'm going to be experimenting with all 3 of these, and at the very end of the at the very end of the video then I'm going to compare and contrast. So it's recommended the pitch rate is approximately 240 billion cells, and the temperature we are pitching at is between 18 degrees Celsius and 19 degrees Celsius, which is, am I right in saying? Yes, 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we are basically going to keep that for 3 days, and then after 3 days then we're going to ramp that up then to 20 degrees Celsius. Then on day 8 I'm going to put in my first round of dry hops, and then on day 12 I'm going to put in my second round of dry hops. Then I'm going to start to cold crash the beer. I'm going to cold crash it periodically over the course of maybe 3 days. So I'm basically just going to drop the temperature down at maybe 2.7 degrees Celsius, which is 5 degrees Fahrenheit, over the course of those days until I reach 1 degree Celsius. And then at that point, then I'm going to take it from the fermenter, and I'm going to bring it back here, and we are going to do a tasting session. And maybe I should go and see a doctor, a back doctor. Maybe I should go for a massage, an arse massage. No, maybe I should just go to bed. Guys, we have finally made it. And here I present to you my various clones of Flower Power Double IPA. I started off with WLP 007 from White Labs, and halfway through the video I decided, you know what, I'm going to try my go-to yeast from WHC in Wicklow, and that's the saturated yeast. And near the end of the video, kind of when I was doing the transfer, I thought, you know what, I'll try Safale as well, 04, the English ale yeast. This is purely, I guess, aroma and colour and I guess flavour. Okay, so White Labs, Safale 04, saturated by WHC Lab in Wicklow. Hoppy. Oh, hoppy. Happy. The colour, okay, because I haven't cold conditioned, I haven't crashed these out yet. I'm reckoning that this will drop out, but I'm not expecting my saturated to drop out. So this is the White Labs. Fantastic. I mean, I definitely get the honey malt, which I'm so thankful for. As I said, do not substitute the honey malt because it's very important on this beer. The bitterness here is lovely because of those 60-minute additions. I get that bitterness on the and actually I wasn't going to discuss mouthfeel because I haven't conditioned them, but there is a good balance with regards to the mouthfeel on these. That obviously is going to change and adapt further as they condition. This is the Safale 04. This is delicious. Now I do get a difference between the two in that, how do I describe this? This tastes very commercial, and right now this tastes like a homebrew would taste. A very nice homebrew, this one here. And this now is the saturated yeast by WHC Lab. The bang of fresh hops off this one now is just intense. I mean, the flavour from this is exceptional. I mean, that to me now is the standout. This is personal, okay? Always subjective. This one has depth to it. Not saying that this one doesn't. I would say 1, 2, 3. This one, I'm glad I experimented with the saturated yeast. That has worked out really well. I'd be really interested to see how this develops over when it's conditioning and when it's carbonating. And of course, I have my my Gorilla canning machine, the Gorilla 1. So I'm going to can all these beers. Really happy with how these have worked out. Like Flower Power, it's just a remarkable beer. They're all fabulous, and they're all very fresh, as I said, all from the fermenter. Guys, thank you so much. And I always say, if you are finding value in my videos, please do give me the old thumbs up. And if you're not already following the channel, give it a follow. Sláinte, guys.